Hello everyone, Sebastian's back there getting cozy. Do you have internet? Internet's good?
Yeah.
Okay. He's on my hotspot. But I'm cold. It's been really chilly in the school. Our house is 69. It's like 50 something outside. It's been raining off and on, but subbing went well. Lots of back and forth. The class I'm with for 5th grade specials had art, so I got to chat with the art teacher, and they were late coming because they were having an assembly, and I gave me extra time to chat with her, but not a lot of time to actually do the art class, but I enjoyed that. It was just a lot of going to 2nd grade classrooms and 5th grade classrooms and back and forth. Lots of switching. Started my day bright and early at 7:20 doing, wow, there's so many cars behind me already. Doing pre-algebra with a kid one-on-one, and yeah, I think I went straight from there to 2nd grade. I don't know. It was literally back and forth and back and forth. But no problems. I did find out that my little 1st grade lunch friend has been having a very hard time in lunch without me there, and I feel bad about that. But I saw him in the hall. Like, I noticed 1st grade heading to specials, so I walked down the hall to meet his class and walked along with him to let him know I would be with him on Monday. Anyway, I have duties up until the final moment when I sub for this TA, because she watches a classroom until the walkers in that room are dismissed and they are the last ones out. So when the teacher comes back from dropping off the bus students, I'm good to go, and he usually stops and picks up his daughter who goes there. So Sebastian was messaging me, I'm in the office waiting for you. So maybe I might say next time to come to Mr. A's room to wait for me, or wait in all these letters. You don't care what their names start with. Or maybe go to the special ed teacher's room, who I have a desk at when I sub for that TA. Anyway, I got him and then got my stuff, and we headed home. And Danny is going to a haircut and then to Yvonne's. I'm here at the high school, obviously, for Caroline, but Jax is coming out early, and we're going to the orthopedic doctor for a checkup and to see the status of things, and so we need more PT. But Sebastian will have to come with me because he did not want to go with Danny. So I'll probably feed them on the way home, and I'm giving Sebastian dinner choice. I find that after I sub, I talk like a teacher when we get home, but it did get us out of a bit of a disappointment fit. So, but like when I say dinner choice, it sounds like I'm offering like seat choice or something like that, or job choice in school. Anyway, it looks like the high schoolers just went to their final period because a bunch are coming out. Seniors can arrange their schedule so that they don't have a final period if they don't need that credit. So they are heading out, and we have, I think, less than 30 minutes till Jax comes out. Oh, where'd you go? Sorry. Yeah, it's 3:11, and Jax is coming out around 3:30. Just depends on if the teacher dismisses even earlier to allow time. I don't know. We'll be fine. The appointment's at 3:50. They do say they like us to be there at 3:40, but we always have to wait for the doctor. So, I don't know. But I'm gonna get a snack. And the time is gonna fly because it's busy, busy, busy. Hello everyone. Bedtime. It's quite late. But that's because after our very long day, look at this happy boy. He wants a cookie. I just gave him all my cookies. That was because after our very long day, let Sebastian play while he had a bath. And then I promised a movie night. He was not happy about getting no playtime after school because Danny was going straight out. And I had to go straight out to get Jackson go to the doctor's. So doctor's was fine. It was nothing revolutionary or shocking or solving all our problems. Just, yes, your progress is slow, but we're making progress and that's a good thing. It's slower than typical, but I'm pleased that it's moving. So here's another 6 weeks of PT, but come back in 8 weeks because he felt bad about making us go often with our busy schedule. So we have some wiggle room. The next appointment is actually the 3rd of July. So at least I don't have to worry about school. I don't think we have 6 weeks of school left. Maybe we have exactly 6 weeks. No, I think it's a little less. 2 weeks in June. We're already done a week. We have 5 weeks, I think. We can do this. So yeah, that was good. I didn't film dinner. We also got movie snacks. And we watched Harold and the Purple Crayon, and Sebastian loved it, so that was the goal. But yeah, I did have a moment I could share about subbing today. The teachers definitely use me in different ways. With the younger ones, I'm just kind of in there and I know who I'm supposed to support, but I can support anybody as well. So I just listen to the lesson and I walk around and I keep people on task and help them if they have problems. And there's times where I have to take them out to do individual work with them and stuff. But yeah, so that's mostly it for the 2nd grade. But in 5th grade, the teachers use me as an extra hand. When I was in the specials, when I was in art, I was keeping my kids on task. But in 5th grade, they will say, oh, can you make some copies? Or, oh, we're about to take a test. Can you walk around and answer questions? They had a lot of questions. And it's so hard to help without giving answers. I'm used to that from when I would homeschool Jack. So, but there was one eventually, it came down to both me and the teacher saying, I mean, we can't tell you the answer. You gotta make your final decision. And then they might have me take somebody out to work one-on-one. I didn't need to this time, but there was one moment in one of the classes they were doing. They were finishing up their math when I got there, and then they started science. She had some slides on the board, and they were talking about it a little bit. She introduced it, and then she had groups reading over the answers. So I went over to help somebody who didn't have a group, who was one of my kids. And then she's like, oh, hey, Mrs. Siegel, I need to take somebody to the nurse. Can you take over and just go over the questions with them and have them answer them? I'm like, sure. I don't know how to use the board though. She's like, that's fine, no worries. And she had somebody assigned as the teacher for the day, like as a student who is helping. I love that kid, he's great, and Lange a good kid. So I'm like, okay. The part about being a sub is you don't know what you're gonna do, and you go into situations where you don't know, and you got to keep everybody safe and alive, and it's a bonus if everybody learns. So yeah, she stepped out, and I was like, all right, co-teacher, come up here. You're gonna be my board helper, because they have these giant TV screens called Promethean boards, and they're massive touchscreen monitors basically that are mirroring their computers. And so he tried to help me fill in the answers as I was calling on people. They had like a word bank, and we were trying to figure out how to drag. I ended up having 2 kids up there helping me. Eventually got it. Not entirely. I'm like, so can you teach us how you did that? And he's like, no, I don't know. But he ended up being our dragging the answer person and my co-teacher. I was like, okay, so you read the questions out loud. And then we got to a point where we're supposed to check off if something was true or false. And so instead of calling on individuals, I was like, okay, everybody, we're gonna read the statement. Raise your hand if you think it's true. And we were doing that when the teacher came back in, and they're a little confused because she was there, but I was up there, and she's like encouraging them to answer but she's like, thumbs up if you think it's true, and thumbs down if you think it's false, which I think makes more sense. And they seemed very comfortable with that, so maybe that's something that they did. So maybe I was in the right direction with the hands up thing. So we finished those, and she took back over. I was like, sorry, we had a little confusion with the board at first, but everybody was great and so helpful. And she's like, no, you didn't even have to do it on the board. Like, I could have just like read it. But yeah, I was briefly taken over for the 5th grade teacher. And it was fine. The kids are wonderful because they know me. And I haven't had any problems with them accepting me as an authority figure. Like the other class, who was told they could ask me for help on their math test, they did not hesitate to ask me for help on their algebra. Luckily, it's simple algebra that I know how to do. So, yeah. They're like, no questions asked. They're like, Mrs. Siegel? I'm confused on this one. And really all you can do is read the question with them and say, well, what do we know from this? Which 2 numbers out of the 3 in your equation do we know? What do we not know? Which one do you think would be the variable? Now, out of these choices, what matches the equation that you have in your head now? And they're like, ah. So, yeah, little pat on the back, baby steps. Like, I didn't freak out doing copies. I knew what to do. I made it. I did 1 to test, and then I did the other 14. So maybe next time I have to step up to the board. It won't be so scary. I still don't know how to do it because I was letting the students drag. But maybe we will do some research on the Promethean board. But anyway, this is really long, so I'm gonna say goodnight. Good night, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.